Anna, do you have some time to chat right now? I've got some very important stuff to talk with you about. Hello, Katie. Sure, we can talk. It is something really important, like I said, but it will be a little hard for me to say to you. That's fine. What do you have for me? Soon, your brother and I are going to have our wedding reception, right? The one we've been planning on for the past year now. That's what I've heard. I'm really looking forward to it. Well, on that day, do you mind not coming to the wedding after all? What? Why don't you want me coming to your guys' wedding? This is going to be my brother's wedding. You have to know that I'm coming to that wedding no matter what to see him. And I totally understand that you want to be there to support him, but this time isn't going to be just your average wedding. What do you mean by that? How isn't it going to be average? This wedding is going to be used for one thing, and one thing in particular. The merging of both my dad's company with the company that Justin's been managing. So this is a very, very important wedding for all of us. Especially for someone like me, who is the wife of a CEO now. And all the people that will be coming are huge deals in the business world, much like celebrities. I want this wedding to be based around that event in particular, and make sure that all those other businessmen and women are shown just how amazing my dad's and your brother's companies are. So to be honest with you, people that don't have anything to do with all this important business work aren't coming. You think I don't have anything to do with any of that? I'm Justin's sister. If anything, I have more business being there than those people wanting to talk business. If this was a normal wedding, then yes. It hurts me to have to sit here telling you about all this as well. But listen, this wedding is about business more than it's about family. We have a lot to show for and can't have those with no relation to it getting in our way. If you really care about your brother and his future, then you'll make sure to stay away from this wedding. All right? I'm sure you can do that for us, right? As his wife, I can't be having our images made look bad, and the wedding is the one event where you can really show off to all those that are watching. And there will be a lot of very influential people watching. So please stay away for your brother's company's sake, for your brother's sake. This is a huge occasion for your brother, after all. I happen to understand business talk very well, though, and know that this wedding is going to mean a lot. I've been around it all my life. But I feel you having something as important as that to you guys going on during your wedding is a big no-no. Also, when you said there are a bunch of celebrity-like business people coming to the wedding, those happen to be people invited by my side of the family. I happen to be on good terms with a lot of them as well and would consider them all good friends. Not only do I happen to view them as friends, though, but family as well, actually, due to us all being just that close to one another. So there's no way I can stay away from this wedding. If anything, me not being there would do worse for the wedding than better. Well, whatever then. There is still some time before the wedding date, so maybe you'll have a change of mind before then. Just let me know, all right? I have to make sure I have my things in order, and some of those things revolve around you staying away from our wedding. No, I will not be changing my mind at all on this one, Katie. Did you really come here? Congratulations on your marriage today. And had you not come here today, I would have actually believed that your feelings towards me were true. I thought I told you to stay away from this wedding, yet here you are walking around here just hours before it's going to start. You are really such a rude woman. Asking me over and over again to not come to this wedding today as though I'd ever say yes to that? Why have you been trying so hard to keep me away from this wedding today? You know, the one where all my family and friends are present at? When you take a good look around this place, you don't have any ideas why? Well, I have to say, this is one gorgeous-looking wedding you have here. I can tell you put a lot of time and money into it for sure. I'm so happy to hear from you that you can see just how much time and effort went into it. And let's not forget about how much a wedding like this might cost. And? What are you trying to tell me here? I've told you before that today is a very important day to me and my husband, as it's the day he'll be merging with my dad's company. I'm aware of that. But that happens to be between my brother's company and your father's company, right? I don't really see where you come into it, as though you're going to be playing any part in the talks they have. Will this wedding really affect the outlook on that deal they're talking about? Because to me, I don't think it will. You are such an idiot, aren't you? The reason I've made sure that this wedding is looking this spectacular is because today is so big of a day for us that it needs to look perfect. If I were to have made this wedding into your average little countryside wedding, then there would be repercussions from that. Both my dad and my husband would blame me for making them both look bad. And they might have to end up calling their merger off after that. I'm the wife of a CEO now and have a duty to support my husband in every way possible. I'm sure you would have no idea of that, though, since you're nothing more than his sister. Well, one could say that. There are going to be a lot of people coming to the wedding today. I've already told you how important this wedding is for us plenty of times now, yet you still crawled in here. Excuse me, but can you please explain to me why it's such a bad thing for me to be here? You keep going on about how important this wedding is for you and my brother, but you have still not told me why you're singling me out and want me gone. All right, sure. Let me tell it to you straight. And once you've listened to my explanation, go home. Well, that depends on the reason you give me. I'm not just going to leave if that reason is beyond stupid or something. This has been something on my mind for a while now, but I don't ever remember inviting someone with that disgusting of a scar on their face to my wedding. Huh? You're talking about my scar? Well, there isn't anyone else here with that kind of a nasty scar, right? No matter how much I try and make up for you being here, you will always stick out like a sore thumb. And that's going to ruin everything. You're terrible. And that's why I didn't ever want to tell you that before. But you were being a total butthead about it, so I had to tell you the truth. I wanted a reason from you, but I never thought that out of all the reasons you could give me, that would be the one. So you've been looking at me, thinking of me in that way then? It's not only me who's disgusted by you. Everyone thinks the exact same thing while looking at your face. It's just nobody ever wants to say anything. So can you please leave for me now? I want this grotesque-looking monster out of my wedding right now.
Anna, have you made it to the wedding yet?
Hi, Justin.
I'm so happy to have finally made it to this day. And I'm glad to know that all my family will be here to support me.
Yeah. Well, how have things been going for you?
Well, I have been really busy all morning getting ready for today, and so I haven't had enough downtime to just take a moment to relax. So, I'm taking a bit now to talk with you. And, well, I haven't been able to see you here yet, so I thought I'd give you a text.
I mean, you can talk to me whenever, right? You can wait until after the ceremony and such is finished.
But, you know that today is a very special day for me. However, I haven't told you all the facts about it just yet.
What haven't you told me?
Well, this is all going to be soft things. About how thankful I am for having you as my sister.
You're thankful for me? But I've always been wanting to say how thankful I am for you. Both of our parents ended up passing away while we were still young, and so you've played a huge role in my life, like you were my third parent. You did everything for me, like Mom and Dad were doing for me before. And, well, I feel that not all the time we spent together were good times. I might have been a jerk to you occasionally, but...
Well, I feel differently about that. The only reason I was able to take the shoes of both Mom and Dad after their passing is because you were there. And it wasn't just when I was around you, but outside of the family as well. If it weren't for you being my little sister, I would not have a company of my own going so smoothly today. That is why I'm so thankful that you're my little sister, Anna.
But I feel the same thing towards you. Hey, can I ask you something really quick?
Sure. Go ahead.
No matter what I do, will you always be there to support and cheer for me?
Absolutely. I will always be with you. On your side, no matter what it is you're doing. And you know that after today, you and I will be going to New York City. our dreams will finally come true. And once we're there, we'll continue to support one another and be happy, right?
Right. Well, since I have your support, there is something I'd really like you to see. Do you mind?
Sure. What do you have for me?
Katie, I am not going to stick around for the wedding and will instead be going home. Oh, how wonderful! I am so glad you've finally come around to understanding my point of view in all this. That's a huge help. I see. Well, I'm glad to see that you're happy about this. I said a lot of things that you probably didn't like, right? But I was just being open and honest with you about them. I think now, after learning the truth about yourself, you should be more careful about the life you want to live. Sure. Thank you for telling me those things. Now, before you have your wedding, could I ask you one more question? Sure. Why not? I am really busy right now, so please make it quick for me. I'll do my best. And thank you. Can you tell me what you think of my brother? To me, he's the only member of my close family that I have left. And to me, he is the number one person in this world that I respect, and that respect for him will never go away. So tell me, Katie, what do you yourself think of my brother? I think the same things as you. I very much respect Justin in a lot of ways. And I love him so very much, but let's be honest, he makes for one heck of a wallet for me. Wallet? That's right. In reality, all he is to me is my wallet. He's my magic wallet where I can ask it whatever I want and it will magically make it appear for me. I knew it. You are only after his money. Well, of course I am. I'm the wife of a CEO now. And the only reason I'd want to be around him is if he has the money to keep me around. And from what I know about Justin, he makes more than enough money to keep me happy for the rest of my life. But when it comes to his face, it's not at all the kind of face I like. I've heard from my brother a few times now about how you love to go on reckless spending sprees with all his money. But I guess you're a lot worse than I first imagined. You have no right to be complaining about me. I'm being nice by giving him a nice and beautiful wife. So you both should be thankful that I came to his side. All right then. Thank you for your time. Hey, if you don't mind me saying all those things to you, then you can let me talk to you a lot more often from now on. No, thank you. Have you already left the wedding? I'm on my way out right now. Stop trying to rush me so much when I have a few things I need to attend to. Is that so? I would like you to make sure that you stay out of sight of all the guests here today as to not make them sick to their stomachs. I'm well aware of that. And by the way, I happen to have one more thing that I'd like to tell you. What could that be? This is about something that'll happen after the wedding. You and I will be sister-in-laws then. And, well, I don't want you ever talking to me again. Or coming near me, or even my husband. Why? We'll both be family, and you'll be with my brother. But listen to this, you are only being spoiled by your older brother, right? You've been living off the money that he's been making all your life, right? That's not true at all. I have been earning all the money I use by myself. But after this wedding, I'm not sure what you might be up to with him. Are you trying to keep me away from him in order to protect all the money he has and hoard it all for yourself? That's spot on. And if I ever do see or hear about you coming around my family at all, I'll make sure you have something to be scared about. Having your disgusting face around us at any moment could taint the image that both Justin and my dad's company have made for us. You can say and ask for that all you'd like, but I think my brother will still want to meet with me. Oh, I don't think so. He's going to listen to everything I say. All I have to tell him is to never see you again, and he will do just that. At this point, you might as well call this cutting ties, right? Is that right? So what are you going to do? Do you want me to go ask your brother, who you respect so much, to cut ties to you? No, you won't have to do that. I'm already on board with you and no longer want to see you ever again either. You and I will never see one another again. That better be a promise. Make sure to never break that promise, okay? You, where are you right now? What was that? I'm on my way home right now. I see. And none of the other guests here know about this, right? Why are you asking me that? Well, the wedding is supposed to be starting pretty soon now, but everyone from your side of the family and friends hasn't shown up yet. I'm just wondering if maybe they all had a mix-up and went to another location? I don't think that's the case here. I just happened to talk to someone I know that works at that reception hall before heading out. Then why has nobody shown up yet that your brother invited? Perhaps that could mean they all went back home instead of coming to see the wedding. Huh? What are you trying to say here? Why would they all go home? The wedding is only just about to start. Well, I happened to explain to all of them the reason why I wouldn't be staying for the wedding. I didn't want to just walk out of there without letting everyone I care about know. They would have started to worry about me, and I didn't want that for them. So on my way out, while a lot of the guests were gathered at the front of the building, I told them what you said about me and what you said about my brother. And as I was telling them all, the expression on their faces became more and more frustrated. I guess they all turned around and went home at that point. No freaking way! You are the reason they all left? Why would you do something like that to me and my wedding? I just had to make sure they all knew the reason why I was choosing to go home. Huh? Are you a brain-dead idiot? Of course you are. All you've done now is made me look worse because all of them won't be showing up here. Well, if you didn't want to look bad, then why would you do things that are obviously horrible things? I'm not messing around here. I want you to call all of those people and tell them to come back here right now. Tell them everything you said about me was a lie and that they can come back and enjoy the wedding. And why should I have to do something like that for you? I never lied about anything. If anything, I'd be lying to them about lying. Well, if nothing is done about this now, my wedding is going to become a real mess. Is that what you want to happen to me? I told you so many times now that today there is going to be a huge meeting about the merger at this wedding. What you're doing right now is going to hurt your respected brother in so many ways. This has nothing to do with what's supposed to be happening at your wedding. This is how everyone thinks of you now after learning about the real kind of garbage you are. The reason for all of this is you. All right. So you're going to be like that now. Well, we'll see what happens next. But don't come crying to me over it. Are you planning to do something to me? Well, your brother happens to be the groom for this wedding, correct? I'm going to make sure that he's made aware of why all this has happened today. And then he'll have nobody else to be upset with but you. I'll tell him all about how you set this up and how you've been the one wanting to ruin his wedding. When he hears about that, he's going to be both heartbroken and furious. But I have to tell him, so I hope the best for you after today. Is that what you're planning to do now? Well, go right ahead then. What is this? Why aren't you freaking out? Like I said to you, this has nothing to do with your wedding or anything like that, and I was never trying to ruin it by being there. Huh. Say whatever you want. I'm going to tell Justin the truth, and we'll see if he really believes all that bullcrap you keep saying. Justin, huge problem.
Katie? What is it?
All of the family and friends that you invited to be here today have all gone home.
What do you mean?
This is about your little sister. She went around to all your guests and started to tell them these horrible lies about me. And they all started to believe her, and that's what sent them all away from here.
Why would Anna ever do something like that on the day of my wedding?
That witch, she doesn't like the idea of you becoming my husband for good, and she doesn't want to see me take you. So she decided the best way to stop that from happening was to ruin our wedding for good. I cannot believe that witch.
I'm sorry, but I don't think my sister would ever go through with ruining this wedding for a petty reason like that.
I'm telling you the truth. That witch has always had things against me and has been saying terrible things to me ever since her and I first met. And now that I've really began to think about it, she's been trying to drive me away from you. She's a legit monster, Justin. I do not want to become family with something like that.
I think you might be onto something.
Justin, you understand me, right?
I do. I do very much, actually. I wouldn't want to become family with a monster like you either. And I'm not going to.
What? A monster? Like me?
That's right. You're the monster. You've been saying horrible things about my little sister this whole time, to the point that not even I can forgive you for it anymore.
I have not been saying horrible things to her.
You haven't been? But I was shown all the text messages you have been sending Anna by her up to today. And from the looks of it, you have been verbally harassing her. Especially about the scar on her face. Do you have any idea how much that scar has mentally scarred her all her life? I'm sure you don't. Because if you really knew, then you would have never said the things that you said to her today about it. She got that scar to her face back when my family got into a car accident that ended up killing both my parents. You remember me telling you all about this, right? Well, it wasn't just the both of my parents who lost something in that car crash. Anna did too, although it wasn't her life. She had a large gash slashed across her face by a piece of metal and had to spend weeks in the hospital having it treated. But even after those weeks in there, it didn't heal up the best it could have, and she was left with that scar, reminding her of her parents' death and reminding her of the crash. You've really done it now, Katie.
Wait. Justin, settle down for me.
In order to help take care of that scar on her face through plastic surgery, it would cost an arm and a leg. And the only doctor confident enough in helping perform that surgery is all the way in New York City, and rarely has any openings. That's why I've been spending years saving up money for her, and we've been waiting to get a reply from the doctor about his next opening for us. And the plan for us was, after this wedding was over with, her and I would head over there and get the surgery she's been wanting. Do you have any freaking idea how long my sister and I have been waiting for this day? Years! We have been waiting years for both me to get the money she needs for that treatment, and for the doctor to tell us when to come out there and get the surgery Anna needs.
I can see it's been rough on you both. I can understand that.
Shut the hell up. You were just making fun of her scar only a few hours ago. I am not going to let you get away with that kind of childish behavior. You and I are getting divorced.
You're joking, right? Wait a second. What is going to happen to the wedding then?
We're canceling the wedding. And that whole meeting about the merger with your dad's company is off. I'm taking all I said before back, and I no longer want to have anything to do with you or your family. Don't even bother trying to get in touch with me anymore after this. I'm going to have my lawyer handle all of this. So if you have something you want to say to me, tell it to him. He'll make sure to pass it on to me.
Justin, wait. Please listen to what I have to say. I don't want to get a divorce already. Why would you do this to me? Now your brother and I are going to get a divorce because of you.
Why are you talking to me about this?
Because he's not listening to me anymore and won't even read my texts. I only have you to talk to now, and you're the one to blame.
I have nothing to do with what happened here. And that divorce is between you and your husband only.
Well, I want to talk to you about this and have you make things right with him. If you're able to forgive me, then maybe he'll start to listen to me again and we can still have this wedding.
No, thank you. I don't want things like you being married to my brother either, so I'm all in on this divorce.
Is this because I called him my wallet or something? That was just a joke.
But after seeing the way you've started to act and freak out, I'm not sure it was a joke. If my brother is saying you are both getting a divorce, then the only thing left that you can do is help make the divorce go by easier. And from what I've heard, he's expecting that you will be paying for this whole wedding's cancellation fees.
Huh? Why would I have to pay for it?
Well, it's quite simple. You were the one that set this wedding aflame, and then you continued to fan said flame until the wedding was no more. Since you're the one responsible for all of it, you have to be the one to pay up. That's just how things work in this world.
But
But I put my heart into setting this wedding up to make it my dream wedding. How much would I have to pay for it being canceled? Well, why don't you go and ask the wedding director that question? Are you just going to leave me here to rot away and die? Why are you trying to make it look as though you're a victim to all this as well? Had you just been a decent human being about all of this, maybe your wedding wouldn't have been ruined by yourself, and maybe you wouldn't be losing your husband. In other words, this is what you get for being a monster. Well, whatever, I don't care. We're getting a divorce now, right? Well, if that's really going to happen, then there's no problem with that to me. And why do you think that? Well, if you think about it, the only reason I ever wanted to be married to that idiot in the first place was for his money. There are plenty of other rich men in this world I can marry, so I don't need to be with Justin. Also, my family is just as rich as he is, so I can live without him. And now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm kind of glad I don't have to marry a horse-faced looking loser like him for his money. Is that right? Well, that just means that this whole divorce process will go a lot smoother now since both parties are agreeing to the divorce. Yep. I'm so on board with the divorce now that I'll go out myself and get the papers all filled out and signed for Justin. That would help us out so much. And it's not like I'll regret any of this because I still have the money from my dad. I also have the body of my mom, so I'm practically like a model. I'll find myself another man right after this divorce who has loads of money and marry him instead. I really am wondering why I ever chose to marry such an ugly man like your brother now. My eyes have been opened wide now, and I feel like a completely changed person. So this means you'll be paying for the canceled wedding as well then, right? Sure, I can pay it all off. I'll just ask my dad to pay for it, and he'll do just that. You really think that your dad has that kind of money just sitting around, though? Excuse me? What the hell are you saying? My dad is the CEO of his own company. I told you that already. Have you heard anything about Mr. Jefferson's situation? About what's been going on with him at all? Huh? Who's that? That happens to be the lawyer who's been helping both my brother and your dad out with their company merger. I don't like to dabble in that sort of stuff, so I'm not aware. I can see that. Well, then allow me to tell you what's happened there. What are you going on about? Your dad's company is on its way to becoming a bankrupt company. Huh? If you go ahead and take a look at it yourself, you'd understand. And if you are around your dad right now, you could just go and ask him about it yourself, and he'd be able to confirm that. Don't make up such stupid lies as that. Why the hell would my dad want to have your brother's company merge with his if it was about to become bankrupt? Well, your dad and Justin had a meeting talking about how my brother's company would take your dad's company over in order to keep it from going bankrupt. Of course, your dad was so happy about this news and said yes to my brother. Your dad would be able to take his failing company and hand it over to my brother without having to pay for any damages. But all those talks have been canceled. Then this means my dad doesn't have a lot of money? Correct. And that's why I'm a little skeptical about you actually being able to pay off the wedding's cancellation fees. Well, then what the hell should I do? Well, the only option you have is to make money yourself and find a way to pay off all those fees. That's how things like that are normally handled, you child. No way. I have never worked a day in my life. Well, that's no excuse for not finding yourself a job now. Let me say that no matter how many people you try and tell something like that to at your age, they're going to laugh in your face and call you a loser. You're 27 years old now, right? You are responsible for yourself now, so good luck becoming an actual adult in the next few days. Please find some way to get your brother to go through with taking on my dad's company in the merger. Please, 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 please. I have no reason to ask him to do that. If you're so afraid of not having any money to pay off those cancellation fees, go and ask Justin yourself. I'm sure he's not going to bother listening to you anymore, but it could always be worth a shot, right? Hey, please don't leave me here like this. I don't want to deal with all of this alone.
I finally finished going through all the paperwork to have the wedding canceled.
Is that right? Then that means you'll be coming home now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Anna, I'm sorry. This has caused a lot of heartache for you, I'm sure.
No worries. You don't have to apologize for any of what's happened today.
But I was the one that wanted to get married to that monster. So this was all on me in some way.
But even if you see it that way, you never went through with the wedding, right? And that's because you've been thinking about me. I'm sure you feel really badly about all this, but you've done so much for me now that I could care less about what happened. Because you've done everything to make sure I know you care about me. Like all that money you've been saving up for the surgery, right? So please, do not apologize for any of this.
All right. Okay then.
But just make sure that from now on you do a better job at figuring someone out before you take any big steps with them. If you try and marry someone like Katie again, you might end up on the short end of the stick.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I promise that from now on, I'll be more careful with the people I choose.
With the merger from my brother's company and Katie's dad's company becoming a bust, her dad's company went bankrupt. Katie's dad had tried to talk Justin back into taking his company, but Justin told him that he could no longer stand the thought of working with his family, considering he raised such a terrible woman as his daughter. After letting her dad know that, he never tried bothering Justin about the merger again. Along with her dad's company going under, Katie was charged with having to pay for the whole wedding's cancellation fees, and because of that, her life took a turn for the worst. Since she was in big trouble, she started to do the most insane things, like going to parties where she knew people with lots of money would gather. But a lot of those people happen to talk a lot of business themselves and are well aware of what happened that caused the merger between her dad's company and Justin's company to fall through. And since Katie was the reason for all of it, they knew who she was and the bad news that surrounded her. Because of that, she wasn't able to find anyone who was willing to talk with her, and now she's given up going to any more parties. But this wasn't the end of her insane actions in order to get some kind of money from anyone, and so she started to go online begging for money. She would use all her social media accounts to talk about how she needed someone to be her sugar daddy and that she'd do anything they asked her to do in exchange. But this would end up not turning out so well for her either, as most of the men that would contact her didn't have the kind of money she wanted and would ask her to do some of the most ridiculous things for them. She never did end up going with any of those men and instead shut down all her accounts as those creepy men just kept coming and coming. In the end, Katie tried getting Justin to come back to her, but my brother knows better than to fall for that crap, and never once responded to any of her cries for help. As of right now, Katie's been left with ties being cut to both her parents and no friends around her to help her out, forcing her to work all day long in an attempt to make some kind of money to pay off those fees. And when it comes to the type of job she's doing, let's just say it has something to do with her going online and showing herself off. When it comes to Justin and myself, it took us a few days to get over what had happened and to let it all sink in. But once we were both feeling 100% again and Justin had settled the divorce, we took off to New York, where I should be getting that surgery in a few more days. And let me tell you, I am so excited for that. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Rhonda, what do you think you're doing, sitting there staring at your computer screen all day like that? Every single day, you never go out to work. Instead, just sit there playing around. Are you not embarrassed of yourself for being a total slack-off?
No, actually, I'm getting work done from my laptop. None of what I'm doing on it is me playing around. Actually, I really don't want to be doing any of the work I have to do now, but I have to get it done or else the company will be very upset.
Huh? The only use for a computer like that is to play games on, and I know for a fact you're not making any money playing those games on there. Do you have any idea what you're saying?
No, this laptop is my work computer, actually. No gaming going on here. I only have software downloaded on it for work, and I wouldn't even be allowed to download a game on here anyway. Listen here. What people call work is something where you leave the house for the day to go do something that breaks a little sweat and come home to some money. As far as I'm aware, you sitting in this air-conditioned house staring at that computer all day is not work. Are you breaking a sweat? No, I didn't think so. Also, just recently you went overseas on vacation all by yourself, right? No, that trip had to do with work as well, actually. What work are you talking about? I know for dang sure you are using all of Jay's hard-earned money on going out and having fun. You should take a page from Jay's notes and work a little yourself, missy. Wait, when it comes to Jay, that guy is always leaving the house with huge bags, heading off to work. That right there is a proper job. He goes out to sell things as his work. Do you even know what kind of work Jay does for his so-called job? I do. He is part of a really large and popular company. But besides that, I don't really care about all the finer details with what he's really doing there. He's working a job that even I can't fully understand when he tells me about it, which pretty much means he's working somewhere that only the elite can work. A large and popular company, huh? I'm not sure you're right about that one, but... Isn't he just the most amazing man? He was able to get into such a large company without even having to try during their hiring period. And as of right now, he's able to make $300,000 a month doing the extreme work he's there for. He's just like his late father was, so hardworking and never one to want to give up. Never had to try, you say? Well, I'm sure if that was the case, then he'd be pretty amazing. Now, where were we? Oh, right. You get out of that room right now and start getting some chores done around here. I want all the rooms vacuumed, the laundry washed and then dried, and I want you to start cooking dinner. Did you hear me? I want all of that started right now. You're the housewife, right? Right now I have some very important business to be attending to, Benita. When I'm finished with my work, I'll get right to those chores, so can you please just wait a few more hours? No! I'm asking you to get all the chores done now, so go! I'm asking you to please leave me alone for a few more hours. I can't leave my current work alone to go and do something else at the moment. Is that so? So you're going to be that selfish then, huh? Well then, I have no choice but to bring some force into this. What? Hold on. Did you just go and turn off the breaker to this house? I had to do it because you would not listen to what I was saying. Well, now that you're not going to be able to get anything done on that computer of yours, right? Now you get your butt out of that room and start cleaning the house. Understood? What have you done? I was just in the middle of some very, very important work. By the way, due to all the stress of having to deal with you, your pen that was out here on the coffee table is now broken in two. You left it in my way, so think twice before not cleaning up after yourself next time. Huh? That was one of my favorite pens! Dang it. Now I'm going to have to order another one of them. If you don't come out of that room right now, I'm going to start breaking other things in this house. Do you understand? I understand. Rhonda! It's nighttime now, and you're back to staring at that goddamn computer screen again. You should be out here spending time with your family, right? Hurry up and come to the living room right now. Well, the work that I wanted to get done during the day was cut short by someone in this house. Now I'm going to have to stay up all night trying to finish things. This is because of you, Bonita. What do you mean, stay up all night? All you're doing is playing your stupid little video games on that dang computer, right? I am not playing any games on here. Go and ask your son about it and he'll tell you the exact same thing I am. I've already asked Jay about you, but that boy is too nice to you, and he would never say the truth about what you're doing. However, he did say to me that he doesn't like the fact that you're in your room all day on that computer. Excuse me? He said what? You cannot be serious right now. Listen to me, Bonita. For the sake of this family to be financially secure, the only person that's been thinking about this family's financial security has been Jay. He's up and out of bed every morning before sunrise, and he's off to work, not returning until the sky is pitch black. He really is just like his father, the perfect son. I am sorry that my work requires me to spend a lot of time on the computer and away from the family, but I really have a lot of work to get done now, so please just leave me be. I see. You want me to do it to you again, I suppose. What? No? Hold on a second. You just shut the breaker again to the house. Why the hell are you doing this to me? You are the worst. You come down here right now. All of the dishes from dinner are still in the sink and on the table and need to be cleaned. This is hell. When the hell am I going to be able to catch a frickin' break in this house? I'm glad that this time I backed up my work onto the cloud, but I am not going to sit here and listen to you wallow about on your stupid games. This serves you right.
Hey, are you still awake over there? You typing on your laptop over there is keeping me up, all right? Could you please type a bit more quietly so that I can get some decent sleep?
Why do I have to sit here and be interrupted by someone like you now? Ugh, I am so frustrated right now. I could break a dang window with my bare hands right now. That's how upset I am.
What has gotten into you? I think you're just overreacting a bit too much right now. If you go and break a window in this house, I'm going to have to kick you out of here.
I want to get the hell out of this house. I'm not even able to get my own job done in here anymore. Why the hell haven't you been on my side during this whole fight with your mom?
You can keep asking me that all you want, but I told you I have no say in the matter. I don't want to disappoint my mom.
Shut the hell up, Jay. I'm not going to be quiet about any of this anymore, okay? I'm going to go and tell your mom the truth tomorrow.
Now you hold your horses, Rhonda. Calm down a bit and just think all this through. Right now, I'm trying to be like the man my father was before he passed away. That my mom feels better about herself. I want her to think I'm just like him. An elite businessman that makes bank.
Do you think I freaking care about any of that? You and your ego has nothing to do with my job. How about instead of lying to her all the time, you actually gave a crap and started working a real job like me? Then you can actually be like your father was.
If I was able to make that happen, then I wouldn't be lying right now. I've learned the truth. That I'm not like my dad, though, and that I never got his genes.
Why are you sobbing about that like you aren't able to do any kind of work? I am tired of you trying to fool your mom into believing that you are some kind of amazing person, because it's causing me to look like I'm nothing to this family.
Rhonda, you really are such a selfish woman. Back when we first got married to one another, you were all about supporting me, right?
That's because back then you said that you had this dream of becoming like your dad and would start a business of your own and become successful. But look at you now. You not only have no business of your own, but you're not even working a job. You just leave the house to keep up this ruse that you're some kind of hard-working elite. All you really do out there is play around and spend my money. I'm not going to support someone like that.
What do you mean I'm going out to play and spend your money? I'm making money myself as well while I'm out.
I'm done here. You have too many excuses for me to want to sit here and listen to you. I can't take this anymore. I'm going to tell your mom everything about you, all right?
All right. I won't say anymore. Just get your work done, then go to bed, and by tomorrow you'll have your head back in order and be calmed down again.
I am calm right now, and my head is in order. Now, good night, Jay.
Ugh.
Bonita, I think you have really done it this time. Hitting me with that tray. That right there was taking things way too far. You think I've taken things way too far now? I've been wanting to do something like that to you for the longest time now. Sleeping on the couch in the living room like you don't have any responsibilities. Well, I had no other choice today. I'd been awake all night trying to get the work done that I was supposed to finish yesterday. And I'd finished all of the morning chores, so I thought I could get at least 10 minutes of sleep on the couch. I am not going to accept a housewife in my home who thinks it's okay to sleep on the job. If you try something sly like that again, I'm going to hit you in the head even harder. So I hope you've learned your lesson today. You're screwed up. That's it. I just can't do this anymore. What do you mean I'm screwed up? I was only hitting you in the head because you thought it was okay to sleep during chores when you were barely getting anything done anyway. If you're not even going to do your job as a wife now, then get out of this house. Then I'm going. And never come back to this place again.
Hey, are you really planning not to come back to the US? What am I going to do about the bills and rent?
I was told to get out of the house by your mom, so what other choice did I have? If you're worried about the bills and the rent, then why not pay them yourself?
This place is way too expensive for me to afford. I have no way of being able to pay the rent here. Listen, Rhonda, my mom thinks that I've been the one paying for everything here, and I want to keep it that way. So please, if you're not going to be coming back, at least give me the money to pay the rent.
You know for a fact that I'm going to say no to that crappy request. You are the one with the name on that place, so you should be able to pay for the rent and everything else.
You know already that I'm not able to afford any of this. What the hell am I supposed to do here?
Had you just told your mother the truth when I told you too long ago, none of this would have ever had to happen to you. I've had enough of playing along with the lies you keep trying to sell her, so you won't see me back there again.
You have to be joking. I'm not kidding. What the hell am I supposed to do? If I tell my mom the truth, she's going to be so sad. And if I keep trying to make it seem as though I'm an elite businessman, the only option will be to move out of this expensive place.
Why can't you just tell your mom the frickin' truth? Who cares if she's upset or not about it? If you are really that afraid of making her sad, then why did you never care about making me sad or not? Because my whole time there, I was completely and utterly upset with how I had to live. Well, anyways, I'm not coming back to that stupid house of yours. You figure something out on your own, all right?
But that's... No way.
Hey, you! What the hell are you thinking now? You took my son's money away from him. Excuse me? What are you talking about now, Bonita? Don't play dumb with me, Missy. Jay's been telling me he can't afford to pay the rent here. So I'm thinking that the moment you ran off and left this house, you took his money with you. That's what Jay is saying to me now as well. That prick. He's never going to stop lying about everything, is he? What lies? Are you going to try and tell me that my Jay is a liar now? Rhonda, who do you think it was that allowed you to live in a place like this and eat nice food and sleep in a warm bed? You come back here right now and give us his money back. Are you listening to me? Jeez. Understood. I'll start heading over there right now, and while I'm there, I'll explain every single thing to you. I don't care about your explanations. You hurry it up and get your lying butt over here right this instant. Hey, what the hell is going on here? You told me that my son is unemployed. What? That was as clear of an explanation of the situation I could make for you. You even saw the evidence I showed you, correct? I have been the one paying rent on the place this whole time. I even showed you my bank statements and everything to prove that. You are just trying to make things up to me to fool me. I'm not going to believe you for a second. How could my amazing and elite Jay ever be unemployed? And how the hell could a shut-in loser like you ever be able to pay for a huge place like this every month? I'm able to pay for it because I'm not some shut-in loser. I happen to run my own company. Huh? I currently am making $300,000 a month doing my work, and I mean it. Jay's not making that kind of money. I am. If you went and looked me up online, you'd be able to understand everything very quickly. Oh, no. A very young and upcoming top CEO in the US, making millions a year, and donates a lot of it to charity. What is all this? For my whole time living with you, I have been at home running a very successful company. I happen to have most of my employees come from overseas locations, and that's why I don't have an office building here in town. And that's why you'd go out on vacation overseas all the time? Yes. And all of that wasn't vacation, but for work, so that I could get things in order. So because of my work, I have been the one earning all the money in the household, not your son. No way. Are you kidding me? Then, well, what has Jay been doing? I see him leaving the house every day to go to work and bring home money for us. That prick goes out and buys old books and crap and marks it all up just a little in price and resells it. That's why he's always leaving the house so early in the morning. He needs to get to garage sales and things like that before anyone else does. There's no way he's doing that. My son is an elite man. I knew that you were just lying about all of this. You're just upset that someone like him is also a successful businessman and is likely going to become the CEO of the company he works for. Are you not embarrassed to be making lies about him like that when you yourself should be honest as a CEO? Everything I've told you about the both of us is true, whether you wish to believe it or not. I've even given you all the evidence of this, so why can't you believe any of it? All of that was made up by you, photoshopped or something. From what I've heard, your whole family is made up of poor people. I know that your parents especially are the least attractive people to this society, and probably were only barely managing to keep a roof over your head. You think I'm going to believe that someone with parents like them would be able to make a company where they can make $300,000 a month? Oh, why are you starting to make fun of my parents like that? I'm not making fun of them, I'm just telling the truth is all. And when it comes to the poor, they all just really love to lie. You want me to believe that my son is unemployed and that you are a CEO? No way in hell am I believing any of that. Is that so? Then go ahead and believe whatever pleases you. You friggin' lost cause of a shut-in. I stole your money, was it?
Wait, that was the only way I could explain any of this to her, all right? And come on, she figured out that nobody could pay the rent in an instant, so that's kind of like you stealing money from me, right?
I am not screwing around. How much longer are you going to try and protect yourself?
Shut up. You were just lucky that your company was able to become so successful. And I'm sure that since you're making $300,000 a month now, you only see me as a parasite or something latched onto you. I bet you have fun making fun of me when I'm not around to defend myself.
So in other words, you're wanting to say that it was luck that brought me all this money and success? You have no right saying that to me when you used your dad as a way of getting into his company so that you never had to try. I know all about that, bud. You used your dad's position as the CEO in order to force the company to hire you, even though you ended up being the worst decision that company ever made. That's why you were fired in a week after being hired in. Goes to show just how brainless of a little parasite you are, Jay.
What?
That's the reason you were able to get a job there without having to try during the interview. And that made your mom so happy because you reminded her of your dad, who was actually quite amazing. But that's the thing. It was all a lie because you are nothing like your dad. But it's too late now because your mom has been led to believe you are an elite businessman, and she's now going to keep thinking that until the end of her time.
Why do you know all of this?
There was someone within that company who had requested I come in and work on some new security software for the company. And so of course I accepted the request and was able to find out all sorts of things from other employees while in the office. I'm sure you never knew this, but I happen to run one of the top companies in security software in the world. And my company happens to manage more companies than yours could even count.
What?
When I found out about why they weren't able to work on their own security software in such a large company, I was shocked. It turned out to be because you went and took the software that the company had been using and sold it off to another competing company while you started work there. All to make a little extra money right off the bat.
So you've known? You've known about it all? That happened over a year ago now.
And I learned that while I was with you, but I assumed you had paid the fines and all that back to the company when you were fired. And I thought that the punishment was enough to teach you to never do anything like that again. So that's why I never said anything about it to you.
Is that right? Crap, what the hell? So you had all of this stored away, waiting to unleash it when the timing was in your favor. You jerk.
Excuse me? You are supposed to be sorry about what happened and apologize to me for it. Are you freaking kidding me right now, Jay?
Shut up. I've had enough of this. I'm sure you want to tell my mom about all of this now. You want to show her that I can't do anything right? You want to show her that her only son was never able to become like his dad. And that he's a total lost cause.
I was trying to show you that fighting back was not worth it. Yet you're still not going to just accept that you've lost? I'm sure it must have sucked to be raised in a house where your father was so successful and your mother wanted to pressure you so often into being like him. But Jay?
It was hell for me. But I'm sure that someone with luck on their side like you would never be able to sympathize with it. And that's why you've always been looking down on me like that.
You were the one always looking down on me, you idiot!
I was?
I was lucky for this, I was lucky for that. Did you never see how hard I had to work to get this company of mine into the shape it's in now? I get that you only ever care about yourself and never minded the work I was doing, but I did not get to where I am now due to any luck. I had to sacrifice a lot of my time and money to make it here, and that's why I make the big bucks now. And besides, you were the one asking for a life of trouble the moment you used your dad's likeness to get into that company and then steal and sell the security software. I have every right to look down on you for that.
What? You think you could talk to me that way? You've done it now.
I'm going to keep saying things like this until the day you shut the hell up and leave. All you are is a waste of life on this planet. A waste of food, a waste of oxygen, a waste of water. Are you going to try blaming me for all of your problems again and run away?
Shut the hell up. You have no idea what kind of things I've been through.
I don't want to have any idea either now, you idiot. Hey, Rhonda, a notice for the payment of this place's rent just came in the mail. I'm asking you to please pay the rent for this month, please. I'm not paying that. Go ahead and ask that elite businessman's son of yours to pay. He's nothing like the liar I am and is a total and complete success, like his father. I had to kick Jay out of my house. He was just like you had told me, unemployed. And when kicking him out, he didn't say a single word back to me for it. And you should have known about him lying to you long before. But instead, you labeled me as a liar and ran away from the truth I was showing you. Well, you have no idea how hard it is for me as a mother to accept all of that from you about Jay. You're right, I don't have any idea about how that feels. But I do understand what you were thinking at the time. You couldn't accept the fact that he was anything but elite, and you chose to consciously ignore the truth to keep that lie alive. I did not! Well, in the end, you had to throw your son out, right? And the reason for that? Because he's not the son you wanted to believe he was after all, and couldn't bear looking at him anymore. Hey, I'm asking you to please help me out here. I'm not going to be able to pay the rent for this place, and if I'm kicked out of this place, there will be no place for me to go. Things are going to be really tough for you from here on. You're going to have to pay the settlement I've asked for as well, so be ready for that in the mail. What? I've chosen to sue you, Bonita. I was hit in the head with a tray by you, and every single day you'd harass me while I tried to work. I have recordings of all these events, so be ready for the settlement, please. Remember that pen you broke? That happened to have a microphone in it so I could record you. Wait a second! After all of the things you already put me through, and yet you're still not done with me? Wasn't it you that had been harassing me for the longest time now, even when it was really time for you to stop all of that? If I'm not able to get back at you for all that, then I'm never going to be able to let this rest. Please, forgive me. I've put a lot of thought into all that's happened now. Not happening. Had it only been me you messed with, I might be able to forgive you a little, but you even began making fun of my parents. I'm already in the works of preparing for a court case with my lawyer, so you'd better start preparing yourself as well. No way, that's... What the hell should I... What? What? What's wrong, Bonita? All the lights just went out and the room's gone pitch black. They are cutting off the power to the place now because it hasn't been paid. What the actual hell am I going to do now? Bonita, well, isn't this all awesome for you? You always loved making the house go completely black by flipping the breaker, right? After that, as I had been telling Bonita, I took her to court and won the case that I made. And on that day, the judge told her that she'd have to pay me a settlement of $20,000, and it needed to be paid in full to me. Only a day after the court case, she was then kicked out of the place for not being able to pay rent and had to move to the streets. She was not able to afford the settlement at all and had to take out a massive loan in order to pay me. As of right now, she's been working a job at a supermarket where she works all day long, and during the night will sneak in and sleep there. When it comes to what happened to Jay after being kicked out of the house by his mom, he left town and tried his best at starting life from square one. But of course, he doesn't have the drive to do that and ended up going right back to doing whatever the hell he was doing instead of finding a job. Well, at least one of those two actually has the ability to work a proper job and will be doing so for the rest of their life now, I'm sure. I once really wanted to support him in his dreams of starting a business, but so much time has passed and I'm glad to see that I stopped supporting him back then. As for myself, I've moved into a new home and am relaxing while getting all the work I need to get done, and in peace. The number one thing that I've learned from all of this is that the power can go out at any minute, and so I must always be sure to back up all my data every few hours. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Jackie, I have some very good news for you.
Lance? What kind of good news do you have for me? You said that you were heading over to your mom's house today, so does this have to do with her in any way?
That's right. It sure does have to do with my mom. Starting next week, we're going to have Mom come move in with us. And I'm wanting for us to be the ones to take care of her from now on.
What? What do you mean she's coming to live with us?
Well, I just had a talk with my mom about all this, and she asked that she can come live with us now. Things in the house will become more exciting now, so I'm sure that's fine with you, right?
What? Hold on a second. I didn't know about any of this before, Lance. You and I had only just had our wedding yesterday as well, so why have things changed so rapidly since then, when we'd been talking about where to go next with our relationship?
I told you that we just decided on this a second ago, so you weren't going to be told about it beforehand. Now, go ahead and start getting things ready for her. And Jackie, please don't tell me that you're not liking the fact that my mom will come live with us. You're my wife, and should listen and obey all I have to say.
But you and I are living together now, so it should be important for you to come and talk to me first before making decisions like that. Right?
Well, when it comes to this house, it is my house. Which means I'm the one who gets to choose what to do with it. Jeez. You've always been so annoying about this stuff. But whether you like it or not, you're going to listen to what I've asked, right? Thank you now.
There is no way, though. I've already been putting all my effort into supporting you. And when it comes to your mom, she's always so pushy with me. I'm not going to be able to stand any of her in this house.
Is this about our living expenses? Don't worry about that. You have all that money from your parents, so you're more than able to pay for my mom as well now.
My money from my parents? Don't say it like that. And this has nothing to do with their money. Why don't you have any idea what I'm talking about here?
You're getting real annoying again. You're my wife now, and I'm not going to take you talking back to me anymore. We may have been dating for a long time now, but you still need to learn your place. I am asking you to support both my mom and I now. That's your husband's orders. Mom is going to start living with us starting next week, so make sure there's a room ready for her. All right?
Why do you get to decide everything on your own?
On my own? What's wrong with me wanting to take care of my family? I feel terrible for my mom because she's always having to live on her own.
Then you're saying that it doesn't matter to you how I feel about this?
Huh? What are you talking about? Of course not. You're nothing to me. You have no blood relation to me and my family.
Remember when my parents were doing awful and you did nothing for me and them? Yet when your parents, your mom, is having a hard time, you want to be right there for her while asking me, your wife, to do your bidding? And you're also going to call me a stranger now?
Of course. All you are to me as my wife is a tool that I can use. So you'd better quit it with that attitude right now. Selfish witch. Get to it right now. And make sure that from now on, you're listening to everything I tell you without barking back.
So that's what's been happening, Avery. What the heck? I can't believe him. I had already gotten a message from Lance saying that you were talking back to him and all this. But he's the real problem here, obviously. He's not able to be dealt with at all right now. You can't even talk to him without his opinions overwhelming the conversation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for all of this to get that out of hand for even you. Well, you don't have to say that to me. You and I have known one another ever since high school, and we've always managed to get past anything together. And know that I have no plans of siding with someone like Lance anyway. Saying something like that does make me feel a little bad for him. Bullcrap! You've always been too kind to someone like Lance when you really should have been putting him in his place. I get that back when you guys first started to date in school, it was fun to be the cute girl that spoiled her boyfriend, but we are way past that now. That's true. Having you say that to me now helps me understand that you're right about me spoiling him. I guess without ever having another set of eyes on the situation, I had no clue I was letting him get away with so much. Well, it's a problem, right? Right? Remember how last year he became really sick and had to leave his job for good? He didn't even bother continuing his recovery at the hospital, instead clinging to you to do everything for him. But he'd been working on finding himself a part-time job and all that recently, and that's why he and I were having that wedding. You stop that. He is just trying to make you feel as though he's getting better. Remember back when you got married, you had asked for Lance to get a new job, and that led to you guys having a really balanced life. Right. Well, what happened after that? Well, after my parents passed away, we thought that since I had nobody that I would need to be taken care of as they got into their old age, I could be around for his parents. It wasn't set in stone at the time, but I think that Lance assumed I could be more free due to my ability to focus on him and his family now. Now talking to you about it, I realize that I fell for his trap by making it seem that I have all this emotional leeway still and can take his mom into our house. I see. I'm sure it really sucks having to see that he's been undermining you this whole time. So you're going to have to dig deeper and make sure that you don't collapse. Okay. Let me tell you right now, I do not want to live with Lance's mom. I don't mind that she says some things about me from time to time, but there are days she'll throw things at me and others where she'll throw my cooking away on purpose. And the number one thing is, I don't think that I can live with Lance the way he is any longer. We had even had our wedding not too long ago, yet look at him. I had really thought that by having the wedding, it would have shown him how much I really cared for him. But he seems to have only taken that as me being more submissive to his every command. I really hoped that the wedding would have brought him back to how kind he was to me in high school, but it might have done the exact opposite. I don't think he'll ever be as kind to you as he was back then. I'm sorry. I can't let you keep thinking he's going to ever be kind to you again, so I'm being as honest as I can. I'm looking at your guys' marriage from the outside, and I'm going to say you should both stop it. Hey, Jackie, if you end up having no place to go, you're always welcome to come here. Is that all right? You are busy being a lawyer right now, though. That's nothing. I've started to get a little lonely living here on my own, so don't mind me. Thank you so much, Avery.
Hey, there's still not a room cleaned up from my mom yet. Did I not tell you to get that done as soon as possible for me? Now that I think about it, where have you been the past day or so? Where's my food?
I'm not going to be coming home today, and actually, I won't be coming back there for a while now.
Huh? There's no way you're saying that to me now, of all times. Leaving your husband to fend for himself? And not bothering to come back? Are you out of your mind?
What is all this? How are you not worried about me at all? And about how I'm feeling and doing right now?
What kind of joke is that? Are you done yet? I'm not your husband to sit around and worry about how you're doing. I'm your husband so that you have to worry about me. Huh. I might have slipped up making a witch like you my wife, though, out of everyone else. Not feeling so good today. Everything my manager said to me then is coming back to me now. Oh, it hurts so bad thinking about what he said. Yet, I have no wife here to comfort me. I'm gonna collapse from all this.
Ugh, you need to stop acting like such a baby. You keep something like that up, people that are actually dealing with problems are not going to look so kindly upon you.
What? Wait. I'm having huge problems myself, aren't I? Now stop with all that and get back home to make me my dinner. If you're not back here soon, I'm gonna kick you out of this house. Do you want me doing that to you?
Well, I'm out of there now, so go ahead and kick me out. I can't stand being around you in that house anymore, Lance.
What? What? What the heck are you going on about now? Huh. Hey, say something to me again. See how I'll react. Huh. You not able to come up with anything else to say to me now? Hey. How about you get your head on straight and then come back home to me already? I get that you want me to feel something by doing what you're doing, but I'm not seeing the reason behind any of this, so it's kind of pointless. Hey, are you gonna keep ignoring me like that?
You're so dang rude.
Well, it's about time you replied back to me. Hurry up and get back here. My mom is not gonna be happy when she finds out there's not a room ready for her yet here.
She's your mom, though, right? How about you start to clean up that room and get it ready for her?
Huh? It's your job as the wife to take care of things at home. And the fact that you're even telling me what to do now is screwed up. You are a worthless wife sometimes, I tell you. Are we done here yet? A woman with the attitude of you can only be loved by one man. And that's me. The only man that would ever be kind enough to actually forgive you for acting like that is me. And only me. If you understand that, then get your butt back home right now and apologize to me. Then I'll be willing to forgive you for all this childish crap.
Ugh. So what you're saying is I'd be better off not being a wife to anyone at all? Then let's call it quits right now.
What are you trying to say to me this time? You trying to tell me that you want to get a divorce now? I'm sorry, but if the both of us don't agree to a divorce, then it's not going to happen. Too bad for you.
Is that right? That's the case with a divorce, right? I guess I should have been a little bit more specific with you then.
Huh?
You and I haven't even been husband and wife this whole time now.
Huh?
So that means I'm not your wife.
Wait. I have no idea what you're going on about right now. You and I had a wedding, right? And the day before that, you went to the courthouse and handed in our marriage papers, right? So you can stop trying to lie about how you and I are not married right now.
Those marriage papers were never processed by the courthouse.
What?
I'm saying that you and I aren't married right now because the courthouse never took them from me and processed them.
Huh? But you and I went to the courthouse together that one time, right?
There were some problems with the forms, so I had to go in there and fill them out again.
Really?
We handed those forms in on your day off from work, and then they asked for me again a few days later to fill them out again and hand them in one more time. That came from them the day after you and I had gotten married, so I was planning on waiting for you to come home and we could talk about what happened with them. But then you went to your mom's house instead of coming home to see me and told me later that day that your mom would be coming to live with us. Right?
Then that means right now, you and I...
We are nothing more than strangers right now.
Wait. This joke is going on a little too long now, don't you think? You can stop it with all the BS now, alright?
If you go to the courthouse and ask for them yourself, you'll be able to see that you are still registered as being single in their system and that I'm single myself.
You think I'd ever go there and look into something like that? I want to know why you're trying to keep that stupid, annoying lie going right now.
And I'm telling you that this is neither a joke or a lie. Also, I don't want to be with you anymore. Not even in the same proximity as you. I am not some kind of tool of yours that you can use on whatever you'd like. So you stop it with that whole act you've been putting on and straighten up. I have been one of the most kind girlfriends ever, taking care of your costs of living for you and everything else. But I'm stopping all that. And when it comes to all that money I've lent you so far, I'm going to have you pay all of that back to me. And there'll be interest on it if you don't pay me back in time.
What? You're going to charge me for interest as well?
You and I have been signing documents on all that money for a while now, and you've been signing it in your name, right? Well, I'm going to make sure that you follow up with everything you signed, and that if you won't, there will be an interest charged on the money you owe me now.
I have some memory of the documents you're talking about. Wait. What is actually going on here, though? This isn't good. Especially for me. Not having you around me anymore would spell major trouble. I can't have the life I enjoy now without you being my wife. What the heck am I going to do if you really do just get up and leave me for good? You already know that my mom has bad legs. Can't really take care of herself really well anymore, right? I feel so terrible for her. There is no way a decent person would leave me by myself to take care of her all alone.
I'm not going to continue being your tool anymore. So from here on out, it's over with me spoiling you like I have been. So stop trying to act like you're in such a hard spot in life. You already told me that I'm a stranger to you, right? Well, you were 100% correct about that. You and I are both total strangers to one another and always have been. So I have no responsibility to come and take care of you and your mom. Heck, I've never had that responsibility. It's crazy that I've already done so much for you as it is when I've never been your wife.
But even if we weren't legally husband and wife, we have been living together like a married couple, right? You and I have been family. So don't sit there calling me a stranger to you now. I'm sure I have said some bad things and done some bad things. But what does that matter when you happen to have some bad things about yourself as well? I have been kind by not digging into you further for all your crap.
Excuse me? You're going to say something like that now? I have been the one working my job full-time, coming home to take care of all the chores and cooking all the time, and handling all the costs in the household. Tell me what the hell you've been doing for us all that time.
I have been working on recovering from my sickness as well as looking for a full-time job. Health isn't something that you can just heal overnight. Even if it looks like I've just been going out to play around, that's all a part of my rehabilitation. You might never be able to understand that, but my life has been hard.
Shut the hell up, Lance. Then where the hell did all your feelings of thanks to those who have been supporting you go? All I've heard from you this whole time is about how you are the man of the house, so you get to make all the rules, all the choices, all the commands. I've not been volunteering to help you this whole time.
Hey, don't get so upset with me.
You've always only ever been caring about yourself and saying that you will always get the final word. Do you remember? The day that my dad collapsed? He had been living with us at the time and had fallen victim to the sickness that was going around during the epidemic. He had always had weak lungs from the start, and catching that virus only made things worse and worse. And the whole time that I was running around trying to take care of him and make sure he didn't get any more sick than he already was, you just sat around and did nothing for us.
Well, that year I had become sick myself and had to leave my job. I had too much going on already myself then. All right?
That's right. You did have too much going on yourself there. I had thought the same thing back then, and that's why I never said anything to you about it. But when my dad ended up passing away from the virus, you never came with me to his funeral. You didn't even bother asking me anything about it in general. And what makes all that worse is the day I came back from the funeral, you said something to me. Where's my dinner at?
Is that what I said then? I don't really remember what happened then.
Why do you not feel bad for anything you've done, Lance? You never tell me thank you. You never tell me you're sorry. I thought all those feelings for me should have been natural to you considering how I was doing everything and more for us.
But doing the chores and cooking is a woman's job, right?
That's not our job at all. For so long, I was just telling myself to put up with it all and that there was no other choice. But there were other choices and there were other ways around all that. I think back then I should have been pissed at you for what you said to me. I think I should be furious about all of that terrible attitude you gave me. I honestly wonder why this whole time I haven't noticed a thing about you being the problem. I am such an idiot for that.
Hey, why are you going on a rampage all by yourself like that now? Stop getting off topic here, alright? I was just wanting you to come home already. So get going and get your butt back here.
My God, I already told you. I am not your wife, and I am not going to let you take advantage of me like I am your wife anymore. And there's one last thing. This is about after my dad passed away and the money that he had left behind for me. You told me a little while back that I should use that money to take care of you and your mom, right? What the hell did you think that you were saying to me with that? What kind of nerve do you have? Did you just turn off your brain when saying something like that to me?
What? I was just saying what I wanted to say at the time. There was no kind of deeper meaning to any of that. Stop it with all this annoying talk already. And could you please stop acting like you aren't going to pay for my mom and I when she moves in with us?
You're not going to get away with only having your feelings be heard when all you do is go around crushing everybody else's feelings like that. I'm not giving you another cent. And instead, I'm going to be getting a settlement from you. I had to go through a lot of mental trauma being around you, and I deserve something in return for that.
Huh? What the heck are you going on about? Well, if that's your plan, then I'm going to get one of my friends who happens to be a lawyer and have her help me sue your butt. I'll have you sued for trying to slander me like that.
You will? Well, we'll have to see how well any of that will go for you then. Now, as for all the messages you and I have been sending back and forth to one another, and the recordings I have of some of our conversations, and the videos I have of your mom messing with me anytime she'd come over, I'm going to use all of those as evidence when taking you to court. Also, I've been going to therapy for all that's been going on, so I'll have my therapist send her papers on me to the court as well, proving that you have in fact been the source of all my mental trauma.
Hey, wait! Let me ask you some things about that really quick. What recordings do you have of us? And videos of my mom? What do you mean by all that?
A while back, I had gotten some advice from Avery about this. When it comes to being in a very serious relationship with someone, like how things had been with you, she said to always make sure to take evidence of anything that's been troubling me. And, well, there have been a lot of things troubling me, and she's been there for me every step of the way, making sure I've been taking the right actions. And I am so thankful for having her around.
Huh? That makes no sense. What trouble have I been causing you anyway? Everything I've been saying and doing to you has been right.
Well, the one who will be deciding if what you've been doing has really been right will not be you.
That freaking Avery. She's gone and stabbed me in the back here.
Was that friend of yours who's a lawyer perhaps Avery? Sorry about that, Lance.
Crap! I've already told you this plenty of times now, but I was made sick by my old job, and I've been dealing with some mental issues myself this whole time. Don't you feel horrible making someone who has been going through some issues with their mental health be responsible for things they didn't mean? Making them look bad and all that?
And in your case, you never knew anything about me. Never knew anything about what I have been having to go through. So would you stop trying to make it look as though you've had it worse than me?
You're being awfully sassy for a woman right now.
My sex has nothing to do with how I want to act right now. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I can't be struggling just as much, if not more, than you. You have no right to be constantly using your health, your behavior as an excuse for the way you treat others as though they're beneath you.
Huh? Jackie, have you forgotten all about what I did for you back in high school? The fact that you've forgotten all about that, I'm gonna make you regret it.
I am thankful about things back then. But me being thankful for what you did to me all the way back then ends today. That house that I've been letting you live in, I'm taking it back and I am tearing it down.
Huh?
Well, the house happens to be mine, which I got from my dad before he passed away. My name is on the place and everything, right? Actually, I want you to thank me for letting you live in that house with me for the past year or so without forcing you to pay a thing.
But, you told me it was totally fine for me to move into it with you.
That never meant that I was going to let you have the house for the rest of your life. It's not like you were married to me in the first place either. Just a stranger when it came to legal things.
I have heard enough of these lies. My mom is already on her way over here right now, Jackie.
Is that right? Well, then that's a real waste of time and effort on her end. I've already gone and sent the information to my realtor, and they have plans for that house now. So hurry up and get out of that place. If you don't plan on leaving the house soon, I'll talk with my lawyer about what to do with you. And, well, you probably don't want to know what could happen next. But at least in my case, I happen to have some money saved up, so I'll be fine.
But I'm not going to be fine if you take this house from me. It's way too expensive to hire a nurse to go and take care of my mom. And I don't have a job right now to pay for any of that.
Oh, haven't you been working part-time 3 days a week? Don't tell me all of that has been you going into that strip club you've been frequenting lately. You thought I never knew anything about that? You thought that I was far too stupid to pick up on what was going on there? I want to know what the hell you've been thinking. I'm sure that you haven't been making much at that part-time job, but why haven't you been using that money to help me pay for things? How long did you think you could just stay in that house with me rent-free and not have to pay for a dang thing while I work my butt off paying for it all? I understand that everybody is going through something and that they can't be perfect. There are people that have to go to the hospital every week while also working a full-time job. There are people that have to work part-time jobs for a while as they get back on both of their feet to face the world again. There are people that can't get out of bed, whether that be because of their physical health or their mental health, but they keep fighting anyway. But what the hell has it been with you? Who do you think you are? What the actual frick are you trying to do here? Do you understand the word limit? Well, I happen to be at my limit with you. Just absolutely done with ever wanting to deal with you again.
Hey, calm down. I'm gonna rethink things, okay? Also, my health has been getting a lot better recently. It was slow at first, but it's been on its way back to normal. I promise you that I'll be getting back to work, so would you stop acting like that? All right?
That's a good point. Someday you will be back to your normal, healthy self again. And I was a complete idiot for believing that bullcrap before.
Jackie?
I have had it up to here with your crap, you jerk. You hurry the hell up and get out of my dad's house, frickin' bastard. And you never, ever come around me in that house again.
What? Wait a sec. Settle down already. If I don't have you around, I'll seriously be screwed for good. I love you, Jackie. I love you so much.
Shut the hell up.
No way. Please forgive me.
There is nothing else I want to sit here talking to you about anymore. Get the hell out of that house right now. Give me back the money I'll be asking for, and never show your face around me ever again. That's it. There is nothing else I want from you, and there is nothing else I need to be talking to you about. Now you can talk with my lawyer the next time you have anything actually worthwhile saying.
Hey, you hold it right there. I'll apologize to you for everything. All right?
Goodbye forever.
Jackie! Wait just a little while longer for me! Jackie! I'm not screwing around here! Crap.
Avery, I've finished talking with the pile of trash. But even still, this is just the beginning of what's to come next regarding him.
You're all right. You don't have to do anything else with him now. I just got a few nasty texts from Lance myself a second ago, but I blocked him, so I'm not troubled.
Is that right? I hope he didn't say anything too crazy to you then.
Not at all. I should have blocked that son of a witch a long time ago, but just forgot because I'm so busy. But, like I had said to you before, there was no real hope for you trying to stay with Lance. He's not the kind of man you deserve to be with, and he's even gone ahead and shown you that himself now.
Yeah, but I still remember the Lance from back in high school. That's when both my parents got that divorce, and I was left stuck between them, falling into a pit of despair. But just before I was completely enveloped in my thoughts and feelings, Lance came along to be by my side. However, that Lance from back then is nowhere to be found anymore, huh? He's been long gone for a while now, and it took me way too long to figure that one out, unfortunately.
Jackie, you shouldn't be upset at yourself over something like this, okay? There's no point in regretting the past, nor should you even be holding on to it like that. Just because he was kind to you in the past does not mean you have to sacrifice yourself for him now. He has nothing to offer you. So it's all just a waste of your mind and time.
That's right. Thank you for saying that, Avery.
And thank you for being my friend, Jackie. Had it not been for you being around me all these years, I would have never had a friend standing behind me, cheering me on as I became a lawyer. All my family and everyone else was telling me I couldn't make it happen. But you stood behind me and said the words I needed to hear. That pushed me forward. So that's why I'm giving this my all to make sure that you come out of that relationship with Lance on top. Me being here to support you as you fight is my way of showing you that I'm thankful for what you've done.
Avery, I'm so happy to have you as my friend, Avery.
And I feel the same way. Having you as my friend leaves me feeling really, really happy.
As for the settlement I had been wanting to ask Lance to pay me, it was a really difficult process at first getting it. But after getting all the evidence we had for the judge on the table, Avery and I were able to get the judge to agree to the settlement and have it pushed through. And as for the money I had been lending to Lance, since I had signed documents from him telling the amount I gave him and the amount he would owe me someday, I was able to get that all back from him as well. None of this would have been possible if it weren't for Avery, so I will be thankful for her work for the rest of my life. Lance was also forced out of the house by the law, and right now the place is being prepared for demolishing. The house was very old, and both my dad and I had been talking about tearing the place down and building a brand new house on the land. So I'm thinking that's just what I'll do here, and I'll make sure the house is just enough for me in the end. When it comes to Lance himself, he seems to have run back to his mom, who had been living in this small apartment and forced himself in with her. But even with him finding a new place to live, he'd not really gotten any medical care for his sickness. And it had been so long since he actually went out looking for a proper job that no place would bother giving him an interview. So because of that, he's been stuck working part-time still, trying to make ends meet that way. However, even with him working somewhat, his mom has begun to catch on to how much of a failure her son has been, and now those two are stuck fighting one another every single day. And soon after the fights started to get really bad, they were kicked out of the apartment complex by their landlord, or at least that's what I've heard. Which, if that's really the case for them now, I'm sure they're out on the streets now, sleeping at 24/7 fast food restaurants or outside of gas stations under the lights. But unlike those two, until my new house is finished being built and everything, I'll be continuing my stay over at Avery's house. We get to spend every day together at her house, and it's so much fun thinking of it as though we're back in high school again having sleepovers. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story.
We look forward to seeing you at the next story.